Hi, happy Saturday. I'm going to call this, it's not Saturday. Look at me starting it off wrong already. Look, it's Friday night. My name is Dionne Woods with the Turquoise Iris, and if you're already following me, then you may know that on Facebook every single Friday night at 8:30 Central Time, I do a kind of a little show, a paint show with my friend Quita Allen of All Shabbed Out. And so I've kind of decided I don't want to leave you guys out anymore. So I'm trying to figure out the best time of the week for me and for you guys to basically come on here and have are we going to do a Friday night live? Are we going to do a Wednesday lunch live? Are we going to do what? I don't really know for sure. So I'm trying to figure out the best time. I'm actually going to be having my husband Matt come in a lot more often. Thank you for the thumbs up. You guys have already popped on here. Actually going to have Matt come on here a lot more and help me either read comments and questions, and then hopefully get him to kind of participate a little bit more. There's Annette, and there's Cindy, and there's Q. I'm so thankful for you guys popping on over here. So guys, I have a 36 by 36 canvas, and I'm literally just sitting on the floor. So it's huge, and I'm gonna tilt the camera down. What I've done is I've watered down DIY paint in some, ooh, just about spilled DIY paint. So I've just put it in the solo cups, watered down, and I'm basically, this is a custom order, and I wanna make sure that I cover most of the canvas with all of the different paint colors, okay? So I thought, well, you guys can just hang out with me while I get started on the backdrop. It's gonna end up being a really bright floral. My customer wants this piece to go over her mantle, and I'm just dying to get started on it. So tonight for Friday Night Live, let's do this. So DIY paint is a Canary Islands. Hello, welcome. I'm gonna actually start probably with my coral, and I don't have very much of this, but let me tilt the camera down. I wanna make sure you guys can see everything okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my little AirPods in. Good evening, you guys. Okay. Anything? Anything? Anybody? You can hear me? What was up with that? How rude. Hysterical, you guys. Listen, I do lives with these all the time, and I do them here on on the tubes. So I apologize for that. Have never had that happen again, but I'm here. Okay, this was Cowgirl Coral. So now I'm gonna come in with Sea Glass. Thank you for being patient with me. First time, first night to do this, and a first time for that. So thank you for being patient with me and nobody giving me a thumbs down or any hateful comments. You're the best. A silent live. The silent live, gosh, that would be interesting. So this is Sea Glass, and I'm just gonna kind of swoop it over here. I think it's gonna be really striking against the coral. My client said she is actually giving me total creative expression and to do whatever I'd like. So this was the idea that I started with. You have to be really careful when you do shades of orange and blues because it can turn into a muddy mess. So I'm not going to blend these two colors very well. I'm just going to kind of cover this side of the canvas. I'm literally going to throw some drops over here off of my spatula. Right, Q? So next week I'm thinking I'm going to have Matt come on here with me. And I'm curious to know whether anybody would be interested in a business perspective from my husband, from a gentleman. He has been self-employed now for 9 years. And a year later, I became self-employed. And so, like, completely self-employed with no other job. Whereas before I was doing both jobs, like a part-time job and trying to get my business going. So I'm curious if anybody would be interested in that kind of thing, live, just being able to ask Matt questions or hearing him ask me questions. I'm thinking about giving him liberty to pick the questions he asks, but I admit that I'm very nervous about that. I'm not going to lie. Nervous in a good way, but I mean, he would never intentionally make me look silly, but you never know. You just don't. Okay, so this was Cowgirl Coral. This is Sea Glass, and that's something that I'm thinking about coming on here every week and bringing Matt in a lot more because, frankly, I just want someone here with me going live. I'm trying to get the kids, and they're out. So this is Queen Bee. You can see it's very watered down, and I'm just going to put a little bit of it in here in the middle. I'm not going to blend it very much at all because it's going to look muddy and murky if I mess with it too much. But just keep in mind, it is the backdrop. So this doesn't have to, there's going to be big, bold flowers all over it. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. I appreciate your kindness and your patience with me. See, if I get too much of that yellow with that blue, what is it going to make, ladies and gentlemen? Ba-bum, bum, bum, green, right? All right. So I'm not going to mix that too much. If you want to, you can stand up your canvas. You can let it tilt and run off. I'm going to now add a little bit of the dark blue, but I'm going to turn my canvas a little bit because there's still a little bit. I want to make sure that it's balanced by the bright colors and the dark colors. Okay, I'm loving the way that looks right now. That looks spectacular. Spectacular may be a strong word, but maybe a little extreme. Let's just say I like it. Let's just go that route. Yeah, this blue is yes. This blue is yes. Y'all know what that means. So today we filmed Little Miss Iris, and Little Miss Iris's project with me did not go well. I'm going to just tell you that right now. This is the very first one that did not go well. It was actually an absolute flop, from my opinion. Pretty funny. It'll be on in the morning. And I brought it up because I hear Matt inside editing it right now. But I just wondered if anybody would want his perspective as, you know, being in this world from the male perspective, from my husband's perspective. He's self-employed too, but our businesses, I mean, he's an electrician, so our businesses, of course, are just so completely different. He provides a service, and I provide mostly, and, you know, I sell my products for the most part. Okay, so I love this so much. I'm actually going to just not mess with that. Like, I want to mess with it, but I'm really loving the way this is kind of setting up back in here. So the two other colors I have are this really bright pink. So I'm going to do just a little bit of it. You would like to hear his thoughts. Okay. Okay. I think the first one I'll have him on next weekend or next Friday. And then we'll just kind of go from there. You know, we'll just kind of go from there. But I'm definitely going to be doing a weekly show. And I just have to kind of figure out the time here on YouTube, what works best for everybody. So I just watered down in my acrylic. This is actually acrylic. It's extremely bright fluorescent pink. And I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it on here. I promise you I'll tilt the camera down all the way so you can see the entire thing before we get off of here. And I'm literally just going to sprinkle some of this pink, mostly on the blue, because it's going to show up more on this dark blue than it is in the other color. And it's going to disperse a little bit because this is really watered down. The water's going to, you know, grab some of it and pull it. But I love the pink. The flowers are going to be this color, big, bold, pink and orange flowers on top of this with some turquoise added. All right, so I have the pink splattered on there, and it's more in just like dots right now because, again, this is the backdrop. The top surface will have more flowers and more of a unified pattern. Actually, there's going to be nothing unified about it. Oh, you're welcome. On Facebook, just if you go to the Turquoise Iris, that's my page, and all of my videos that I've been doing for 3.5 years are on there. Whoop! Whoop! Just threw that off. So this is more of a little bit of a turquoise. So I actually want to turn this around, and I want to put some turquoise over there where all that yellow and coral is. It's so nice just to be able to have a space to just sit down on the floor. And these are just carpet squares on the concrete, so I don't have to really worry about making a mess because they're in here to, you know, allow me to be messy. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. So this is a little bit brighter turquoise. And I'm just squeezing some of that color into this. Like I said, my customer gave me kind of free liberty to do what I want. She just said she told me which bright colors she wants. And then I saw a picture of her living room and her fabrics and her drapes. And so I want to get something that's really fun and happy. And go from there. Yeah, that's enough. Don't overdo it, sister. Don't overdo it. So let me turn this down just a little bit more. Can everybody see okay? So the base is all DIY paint. It's just watered down. And I used Cowgirl Coral, Queen Bee, Sea Glass, Hey Sailor, and then this pink and turquoise are my acrylics that I watered down in those bottles. So I've got to let that dry. And then my plan is to put a big bouquet of flowers all across the top. So that's all for now. Hey, there's my brother. Tilt that back up, you guys. All right. Okay, So I think that's it. If don't do Facebook or Instagram, not, I guess I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm trying to come on here more on YouTube because I do have a lot of people say YouTube is just easier to navigate, because if you go to YouTube right here, you can click on my playlists and all furniture makeovers, and then I put them under finger painting because I do a lot of finger painting. Hey brother, you've got some good moves. Hey Annette, Lance, she liked your moves. Thanks for being a first-time viewer. I hope that you'll come back too. I have many furniture tutorials. I have some canvas tutorials. I have some on here that are my husband and I, but we're going to start bringing my husband on a lot more often here. I hope you posted a pic somewhere of this finished. I will. Under community, there's a new tab on YouTube under community, and I'm allowed to actually post photos for YouTube. You're coming to see me and Debbie on the 8th. Debbie Beard with Debbie's Design Diary. She's coming here on June 8th, and we're teaching a paint class together. So we still have tickets for that. I'd love to know where you go with this. Michelle, I would like to know too. No, I'm just kidding. Can you repeat the hashtag you talked about on Facebook? Okay, so hashtag FNL Paint Party, because that's what our Friday Night Live is, a Friday Night Live paint party. So if you will screenshot watching Friday Night Live, just screenshot on your phone or your device, and then just go to your Instagram account. And you can either post it on Michigan sometime, only in the summer for Michigan. I hate snow. Only on your Instagram page or your Instagram story. And if you just tag us, what I'm doing is I'm giving away more free paint. I love to give away free paint, and I give away every single week paint on Facebook. And all they have to do is share the live. Well, I'm doing 2 ways now. So for those of you that don't share or don't have or don't want to share our Facebook Live, that's fine. But now you at least are able to use the hashtag FNL Paint Party, and I'll give more paint. Yeah, you hear ya? Yeah, I'm not in. So this is going to take all night to dry. It's very heavily saturated. As you can see, the water is just setting on it. So I've got it propped up here where it's flat, so it's not going to like shift to one direction or anything. And I will for sure keep you guys posted on how this goes. Thank you for joining me for my very first Friday Night Live here on YouTube, and thank you for the 15 thumbs up, and there's 71 of you watching live. Thank you so much. I will definitely be showing off my new brushes because the Turquoise Iris collection is available under Paint Pixie, and they are going to be what I use to do my flowers with this. So thanks for stopping by. I promise that I will be back next Friday. I don't know. You know what? I'll probably do Friday night right after Friday Night Live on Facebook. So I will see you guys, and thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.